Alright, we are down to our last performer of the night, which is exciting but also sad. So, let's go ahead and bring up Brandon Medina.
Today, my name is Brandon, as they just said, and I'll be performing a story. It's 2015, and I'm failing the 4th grade. I'm currently in a giant yellow box on wheels filled with children who have snot on their sleeves in the legal trading ring of Pokemon cards on school property. This bus is a petri dish of bacteria and future gambling problems, but at least I have my confidant, Alex, who I tell my current dilemma and my biggest fear, which is my parents finding the slice of tree in which the school sends out quarterly with the letters printing ranging from F to A, and for the first time ever in my life I hear him say, "You're fucked." Because he knows something that most of the kids around me don't, which is who my parents are. And in this moment my heart doesn't just drop, it disintegrates. A hiss and a whoosh sound play as the school bus doors open for Alex and I stop. I feel the cold wind slap my chubby cheeks and remind me for the fact that I can't run away because I'm a 9-year-old with a Spider-Man reflective backpack. My hands are so sweaty that they stick to the leather seats of the bus. My eyes start to make the path down the center of the bus feel like a whorehouse of dread, disappointment, and the unknown. Well, it's the first snowfall of the year, and the roads are slick and sidewalks are still partially covered with snow, even after being shoveled. And I ask Alex if he's willing to let me come over so I can savor a few hours of freedom I may still have left. He pauses and tells me to ask his mom. So with the scrunch of the snow boots hitting the snow and the fear of disappointing my parents, we hike up the hill. To the smoke-stained walled apartments, we knock on the door once, twice, and a third time. And I ask Alex if his mom's the answer, but we have to go to my house. And he looks at me and he says, "Probably." My immediate relief comes when I hear the click of her unlocking the door and the nostalgic smell of chicken and rice filling my nostrils. I look up and I see my aunt a bit surprised that I was next to Alex. She tells us to come in, and I ask her if it's fine to watch the season finale for season 4 of SpongeBob. She says it's fine as long as I call my mom and let her know that she's fine, that they're fine with it. And all I can think of in this moment is if my parents got the report card. And so she dials the phone. I hear it ring a couple of times until finally I hear a click. And my mom says, "Hola Carmelita, ¿cómo estás?" And my aunt says, "Hola, hola, estoy bien, más te quería decir que aquí está Alex, o que aquí está Brandon, y quería saber si estaba bien contigo, si los niños miraban la tele." My mom says, "It's fine as long as I finish my homework for the day, so I'm allowed to stay." I feel all the muscles of my small body relax, and I sit down on the carpet next to Alex. He turns to me, and the infamous episode starts playing, and he gets to the part where SpongeBob shows his musical prowess, and I hear him saying, "Feeling so extra ecstatified, it's the best day ever, best day ever." And an idea pops into my mind. What if I can hide the report card before my parents find it? But then I look over to the kitchen table to see the letter CB on the right, or on the top right corner of a piece of mail, and I realize my parents did get my report card because Alex only lives a block away. Well, the countdown reaches its end, and Alex and I are done watching the TV. I hear the knock on the door, my heart begins to race, and I can feel the room start to feel warmer and warmer. So my aunt opens the door, and there stands my dad. He looks at me with a straight face, and tells me it's time to go home. My dad is a strong man. He dropped out of school in the 6th grade due to having to work to provide for his family. And they didn't have enough to afford to send him to school. On the walk there, I don't say anything to my dad because I know he knows. I think of how angry and disappointed he must be feeling at me. I can't dare to look at my dad in the face at this moment. We get to the door and my dad lets me in first. He immediately goes to the bathroom, and I set down my backpack and sit on the couch, wondering to myself, what can I do? And in this moment, I look at the living room table. There I see it. The report card. It became more than a piece of paper. It was a symbol of my fear, my parents' sacrifices, and the crushing pressure of trying not to let them down. unopened, an opportunity. I snatch it up as fast as I can and I run and hide it in a room. My dad talks to me normally, as he does every day, and the day continues as it does normally. But then the house phone rings and the caller ID flashes. Council Bluffs Schools. The voicemail plays. This call is about your son, Medina. We wanted to notify you that the conferences will be held today and tomorrow at 6 p.m. I saw the light emit from the phone and I thought to myself, how both my parents dropped out of school at a young age and how I was too naive to understand the value for the future they were fighting for. My throat felt like it was being stuffed with sock, where nothing I thought would come out. I once feared my parents' anger, but I realized their high expectations were proof of their sacrifices.
Wow.